Hello everyone, I am Shivani and I have chosen HDFC Bank for company review session. So why HDFC Bank? Because it offers an array of products designed to meet the different requirements of the customers. Its digital platform provides a seamless, convenient and impressive experience to customers. It is capable of building employees through a blended learning model that uses an optimal mix of classroom, on the job training, job rotation opportunities, job enrichment, and opportunities for career progression. A little information about HDFC Bank. The bank was incorporated in August 1994 in the name of HDFC Bank Limited with its registered office in Mumbai, India. HDFC Bank commenced its operations as a scheduled commercial bank in January 1995. HDFC, that is Housing Development Finance Corporation Bank Limited, is an Indian banking and financial services company headquartered in Mumbai, Maharashtra. It has a base of 1 lakh 4,154 permanent employees as of 30th June 2019. HDFC Bank is India's largest private sector bank by assets. It is the largest bank in India by market capitalization as of March 2020. The vision of HDFC Bank is to be customer-driven, best managed enterprise that enjoys market leadership in providing housing-related finance. The mission of HDFC Bank is to be a world-class Indian bank, benchmarking themselves against international standards and best practices in terms of product offerings, technology, service levels, risk management, audit, and compliance. The objectives of HDFC Bank are to build strong customer franchises across distinct businesses so as to be a preferred provider of banking services for target retail and wholesale customer segments and to achieve healthy growth in profitability consistent with bank's risk appetite. We are committed to do this while ensuring highest levels of ethics, ethical standards, professional integrity, corporate governance, and regulatory compliance. A brief information about the company. The Housing Development Finance Corporation Limited or HDFC was among the first financial institutions in India to receive an in principle approval from the Reserve Bank of India, that is RBI, to set up a bank in private sector. This was done as a part of RBI's policy for liberalization of Indian banking industry in 1994. A subsidiary of the Housing Development Finance Corporation HDFC Bank was incorporated in 1994 with its registered office in Mumbai, Maharashtra, India. Its first corporate office and a full service branch at Sandoz House, Worli, were inaugurated by the then Union Minister Manmohan Singh. As of 30th June 2019, the bank's distribution network was at 5,500 branches across 2,764 cities. The bank also installed 4,30,000 POS terminals and 12 million credit cards in financial year 2017. It is a public sector bank. The industry that HDFC Bank belongs to is financial services. It was founded in the year 1944. The founder of HDFC Bank is Hasmukh Bhai Parekh. It's headquartered in Mumbai, Maharashtra, and it serves in India. The products and services that it offers is credit cards, uh, consumer banking and finance, insurance, investment banking, mortgage, loans, private banking, equity, wealth management, and so on. These are some of the key people of HDFC Bank. The founder of HDFC Bank, that is Mr. Hasmukh Bhai Parekh. The CEO is Mr. Aditya Puri. Vice President is Mr. Vedantam Saikia. Now, these are the board of directors. Board of directors of HDFC. Mrs. Shyamala, Mr. Keki, Mr. Malay Patel. Now, HDFC Bank caters to a wide range of banking services covering commercial and investment banking on the wholesale side and transactional branch banking on the retail side. The bank has three key business segments, that is wholesale banking, treasury, and retail banking. Wholesale banking. The bank's target market is primarily large blue chip manufacturing companies in the Indian corporate sector and to a lesser extent small and mid-sized corporates and agro-based businesses. For these customers, the bank provides a wide range of commercial and transactional banking services including working capital finance, trade services, transactional services, cash management, etc. Treasury. Within this business, the bank has three main product areas, that is foreign exchange and derivatives, local currency, money market, debt and security, and equities. Retail banking. The objective of retail bank is to provide its target market customers a full range of financial products and banking services, giving the customer a one-step window for all of his or her banking requirements. Now, these are some of the products and services that are offered by HDFC Bank, that is consumer banking, corporate banking, investment banking, mortgage loans, private banking, personal loans, etc. The associate companies of HDFC Bank includes HDFC Life, HDFC Pension, Group Finance Limited, HDFC Property Fund, and so on. The major competitors of HDFC Bank include Axis Bank. So Axis Bank is the third largest private sector bank in India, offering a comprehensive suite of financial products. Next, we have Punjab National Bank. Punjab National Bank is an Indian multinational banking and financial services company. IndusInd Bank. So IndusInd Bank is one of the leading private sector banks of the country. ICICI Bank is a private sector bank and provides banking and financial services. So Bank of Baroda is an Indian state-owned banking and financial service company headquartered in Vadodara in Gujarat, India. Yeah, the coming to business strategy of HDFC Bank. So increase market share in India's expanding banking, delivering high quality customer service, maintaining current high standard for asset quality through disciplined credit risk management, develop innovative products and services that attract targeted customers and address inefficiencies in the Indian financial sector. So if you look at the market share, SBI has leading market share in India. That is, it is leading with 25.50% of the entire market share, followed by HDFC Limited, which is at second place, followed by LIC. Some of the achievements of HDFC Bank in recent years. In 2020, it has been awarded the uh, India's Best Bank, that is Euromoney Awards. So the Euromoney Awards for Excellence single out financial institutions for 25 global awards in banking and capital markets, as well as the best banks and securities houses in nearly 100 countries. These awards have run since 1992 and take place in July. So in 2019, it has won numerous awards like 2019 Best Bank New Private Sector Award. It has been ranked first in 2019's Branch Top 75 Most Valuable Indian Banks. It was among the most honored companies list in Institutional Investors All Asia. India's Best Bank Euromoney Awards for Excellence 2019 as well, and so on. Yeah, now the coming to the corporate social responsibilities, it has discharged its corporate social responsibilities by HDFC's Bank's Parivartan initiative that has spent around 535 crores in financial year 19 to 20, financial literacy and inclusion, that is then promotion of education, skill training and livelihood development and enrichment, empowering through sustainable livelihoods. Yeah, SWOT analysis of HDFC Bank strengths. So HDFC Bank is the second largest private sector bank in India, having 2,201 branches and 7,110 ATMs. HDFC Bank is located in 1,174 cities in India and has more than 800 locations to serve customers through telephone banking. The bank's ATM card is compatible with all domestic and international Visa, Mastercards, Visa, Electron, Maestro, plus Circus and American Express. This is one reason for HDFC cards to be the most preferred card for shopping and online transactions. So the HDFC has high degree of customer satisfaction when compared to other private banks. Moving forward with the weaknesses, HDFC Bank doesn't have strong presence in rural areas, whereas ICICI Bank, its direct competitor, is expanding in rural market. So the share prices of HDFC Bank are often fluctuating, causing uncertainty for the investors. Some of the bank's product categories lack in performance and doesn't have reach in the market. So HDFC Bank focuses mostly on high-end clients. Opportunities. So HDFC Bank has better asset quality parameters over government banks, hence the profit growth uh, is likely to increase. HDFC has very good opportunities abroad, so it has a greater scope for acquisitions and strategic alliances due to strong financial positions. So the threats is increase in MPA, non-banking financial companies and new age banks are increasing in India. Yeah, the market capitalization. As of 2020, HDFC has the highest market capitalization, followed by ICICI Bank and Axis Bank. So these are the coming to the net profit trends. The net profit has been the highest in the year March 2020. Uh, the return on assets. So return on assets is an indicator of how profitable a company is relative to its total assets. So return on assets gives a manager or investor or an analyst uh, on how efficiently a company's management is at using its assets to generate the earnings. So the return on assets is fairly high in March 2020. So coming to return on equity. So the return on equity is following a decreasing trend since March 2015 to March 2019. So this is the debt equity ratio of HDFC Bank. So the debt equity ratio is calculated by dividing a company's total liabilities by its shareholders equity. So this ratio is used to evaluate a company's financial leverage. So the ideal debt equity ratio varies from industry to industry, but in banking sector it is ideal if it is between 1 to 1.5. Thank you.